Oh my good. Oh my chat. Oh, how come no one told me? How come? How come no one told me? I was talking this whole time. I went through an intro. I don't know how many viewers I lost going through that silence. Thank you for staying with me. I know you guys are here for the long haul. Uh, RS men, I know that you're new here. It usually I was gonna say it usually doesn't go this badly, but I can't lie. It normally does. But we get on track and we get going. You know what I'm saying? It gets to be a good time after a little while. Just keep that in mind. Um, we're gonna do that intro again. I don't know what happened. I must have accidentally inadvertently hit the back of my microphone, which is the mute button. Audio not sync with the vid though. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna try this. We're gonna try this one more time, okay? We're gonna stop it. Actually, I can see it. Is it really bad? Is the desync really bad? Let me know. Oh, RS Men, thank you. You said you like the videos I upload. You don't normally come to the live. The lives is where the videos are cool. Get back to making normal videos. I've been doing lives to try to make time to do some of the product stuff I've been doing because it's hard to make the videos at the level I'm used to making them and do all of this other stuff. But live streams are they're hard to get used to. But yeah, Ed, wow, that's a lot. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to fix that. Oh, I should have just kept going. Okay, so. All right, so I had to stop the stream again. I stopped it because I thought the desync was still an issue. Maybe it's not still an issue. Okay. You guys, let me know if the desync is still an issue. I won't do anything for about 15 seconds so I can hear some feedback from you guys. Let me know. Can you hear me? Is the desync an issue? Are we on point? I was about to say like we normally are, but we're not normally on point. So are we good though? Let me know in the chat there. The last sync still good. We're good. Okay. Oh boy. All right, we're good. So anyway, you know what? We're gonna do this intro right. We're gonna do this intro over again. We're gonna do the intro over again. Okay. We're gonna start over. Here we go. Here we go. This is how RS Men. This is how it normally would start. Okay. This is how it normally would start. But you normally don't see this, so this is how it normally would go. All right. Here we go. Am I ready? Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to another episode of Rants About Tech Live. This is episode 133 for this Tuesday, July 31st. We're at the end of the month. We're almost to August. Back to school season is about to start. This is the thing I did before when you guys didn't hear me, so I'm going to do this again. Back to school is about to start. I remember being in that stage where you get the backpack, you get the lunch pail. Those lunch pail days were special. I'm telling you, those pail days were special. You get to school, the teacher may already have an apple on the desk. You don't care. You put your own right up there beside it. You buff it out first, and then you sit it. Okay, all right, we were done with that. Okay, so thank you for being here, you guys. I appreciate you. My name is Roderick. This is Rants About Tech Live. I'm here in Philadelphia, where it's pretty sunny right now, but I take it on good opinion that it's going to rain later. I should have went swimming yesterday. It was like 100 degrees out there, but I was like, no, I won't swim today. I'll swim tomorrow. I missed my opportunity. It may rain later. So I hope you're having better weather than I am for the long haul in whatever part of the world or country you're in. Thank you to the chat for being here. We got a new person in the chat today. We got RS Men. I appreciate you being here. We had to do this over to show RS Men how it normally goes. Even though there's normally hiccups, the start is typically pretty good. And we got eInk in the building here. We're going to get the air horns going for you guys. I know you couldn't hear me last time, but let's get it going. The Rock is here. I appreciate you being here. Aaron's here. Appreciate you for being here. Who else we have in here in the chat? I think that's it in the chat right now. Aaron, as always. We got Aaron in here. Thank you guys for being here. These are like my co-hosts. These are like the people who do the show with me. They engage with the audience. They bring up topics. We also do a call-in section, something we're doing on the show. It's like a call-in section, like the old-time radio shows. I say old-time. People still do radio. I'm tripping. Like the radio shows where they have call-in sections, we're going to do that. We're going to do a call-in section. We've been trying to work it into the mix here. It's been working out for the last few lives pretty well. We still got to fine-tune it. But we're getting there. So I wanted to talk about the format of the show. So the format of the show is going to, I'm going to try to formalize the format, if you will, of the show. Structure it a little bit more. So what I would like to do in an effort to keep the show at an hour, which is what we're trying to do here. We're trying to come in at 10, give you guys a good hour worth of tech news, eInk stuff, with some DIY stuff mixed in. We got the DIY stuff, 3D printing, CNC stuff. But the point is, I want to deliver this in a concise method and then get out so you guys can get back to your day. So what I want to do is cut it up into 3 20-minute segments, right? One segment talking about overall general technology, and the second 20-minute segment talking about eInk specifically. And then the third segment talking about DIY stuff specifically. All segments 20 minutes. That gives us an hour. Now, you know me, I run my mouth, so it's probably going to go a little over 20 minutes, but that's the point. We're trying to work on it. I ate into some topic already just talking and running my mouth just now at the beginning of the show. But yeah, so the point here is that we're going to try to keep it to that kind of format. And at the end of each 20-minute segment, I'm going to have the call-in segment to where we'll have like 3 to 5 minutes to take calls. And what you would do to call in, you would go to that link down in the description. It's the Discord events channel link. Oh, speaking of which, let's get that started now. It's the, oh boy, what happened? It's the Discord events channel link. And in that, with that link, it takes you right to the events channel. And you can raise your hand once you're there, signaling that you want to say something. Oh, and how's it going? Thanks for being here. Good morning. We're talking about the format of the show. I'm gonna talk more about this in a second. We'll reiterate this in a second. So about the call-in section of the show, you can go to the call-in section. We'll set that up right now, live 133. So we have that started now. What you can do is you can go in there, raise your hand, and that'll signify to me that you want to say something about a topic that we've covered, or signify the fact that you want to make a comment of any kind, whether you want to give some feedback or bring up a topic that we haven't covered that you think we should be covering. You see how this is going, right? So that's what we're going to do at the end of each 20-minute segment. We'll open it up to the call-in section. If you just want to join the Discord, there's a link in the description that you can join the Discord and talk about these topics after the show. Talk about the topics before the show. Talk about the topics on the weekend or when the show's not around or during the show. You want to throw a link to something. You can't do that in the YouTube chat, but you can do that in the Discord chat. I'll see that. I'll be like, oh, let's take a look at this, everybody, because I think this is interesting. You see where this is going. Okay. All right. Owen says, you decided that I talk too much. I get it. Get it. I see you. No. I'm trying to streamline the whole process into segments. So 3 20-minute segments, one segment on tech, then a 3 to 5 minute call-in section, one 20-minute segment on eInk with a 3 to 5 minute call-in time. You know, no one has to call in, but if you want to, we got that time to do it. And then a third 20-minute segment talking about DIY stuff, and then a 20-minute call-in time talking about whatever you want to talk about. It could be on the DIY, it could be on other stuff. So that's what we're going to try to do. Okay, all right, that went well. I think we're good to go. All right, let's go to the chat real quick. Yeah, RS Men, this was a unique start today. It wasn't typical, but we're getting there. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the tech topics, shall we? I didn't look up the holidays for the day. So if you guys got a good one for me, throw it out there. We'll talk about it. We'll look it up. All right, let's go ahead and get to the tech story. All right, so the first thing we got here is going to be, what is it going to be? Oh, it's not going to be the Osmo. That's the last story. The Osmo 360. Aaron threw that in the Discord this morning, and I saw that. I'm like, I literally just looked at a review on the Osmo 360. I'm not impressed. But the tech. Anonymous truck driving in Texas. I thought this was interesting. Because we have one of the chat members here, right here, and Aaron, who lives in Texas, and he might be able to give us some insight on this particular story. Maybe it's something. Maybe he can do the call in if he's seen this kind of activity in Texas. Let's take a look. What we have here is Texas highways have a new nighttime creature. I said nightmare. It's a nightmare if you get hit by one. Texas highways have a new nighttime creature, anonymous trucks. So essentially what we have here is we have trucks driving from Houston to Dallas. That's the route that they're taking here. They can see the length of 3 football fields, and they can drive at night, which I thought was pretty interesting. Let's take a look at this article here. Anonymous trucks are now driving highways at night, hauling food and dairy between Dallas and Houston. It's a big step forward for anonymous trucking, while Waymo for years has been operating driverless robotaxis around the clock in cities like San Francisco and Los Angeles. Autonomous trucks, until recently, have stuck mainly to daytime hours and good weather. Aurora Innovation, the startup behind the trucks on the Dallas-Houston route, said Wednesday it reached a new milestone with its LiDAR system. That's the system that's enabling this new ability to drive at night and inclement weather, which bounces lasers off surrounding objects to see its surroundings in 3D. Aurora said its system is now able in the dark to detect objects further than the length of 3 football fields, enabling the vehicle to identify pedestrians, other vehicles, or debris on the road about 11 seconds sooner than a human driver. I think that's significant. I had no idea how good these things were getting. First of all, that they can see in the dark. That's impressive. I mean, we've got good cameras that are able to do that kind of thing. Speaking of which, the Insta360, the X5 has really good low light performance. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the low light performance is on what is it called? The Osmo. There we go, the Osmo. All right. Not far away, driverless trucks from another company, Kodiak Robotics, are now operating around the clock in parts of West Texas and eastern New Mexico. I wonder why a lot of this is going on in Texas. It must have something to do with the legislation they have in that state. Delivering loads of sand for use in fracking. These 5 trucks, which operate on leased roads, not highways, which is interesting. So private roads that's being leased to the company to do this driving, way safer. I like that. That's the way, in my opinion. Which operate on leased roads, not highways, don't have a human on board. That's integral. If you're going to be on busier highways, you would want a human on board, and I think that's what the first technology we talked about just now does. It does have a human on board for certain operations. Aurora's trucks do have a human behind the wheel, like I just said, just in case. So do autonomous Kodiak trucks operating on highways from Dallas to Atlanta, Houston, and Oklahoma City, some of which drive at night. So I'm impressed by the technology that's going on with the autonomous driving and the cars here. Very interesting to see how far they've come and the technology that they're using to deploy these systems. Super interesting. Duroc says National Chili Dog Day if you celebrate. That was yesterday, I think. No? I thought I could be wrong. Let's go into the next story we got here, which is going to be Skechers. Is it the Skechers story? Yeah. Skechers is making kids' shoes with adherent AirTag component. I thought this was interesting from a few standpoints. A, because it's Skechers. It's not like some random dude decided, oh, I want to make this compartment in Skechers shoes for my AirTag. This is Skechers. They made this themselves. I'm like, oh, that's super interesting. Not that it would be done, but that they were the ones who do it to their own shoe. I don't know. It just struck me as super interesting. Skechers introduced a line of kids sneakers that contain a hidden compartment where parents can slip an Apple AirTag. Inside the heel of the shoe, a small insert can be lifted to reveal the compartment. Then parents can track the location of the child, or at least their child's shoes. These shoes don't come with an AirTag, and they don't appear to be actually a collaboration with Apple, like I was just saying, but rather a third-party product that Skechers has developed on its own. Super interesting. The shoes were announced in mid-July to press, but Apple Insider reported on the product on Wednesday, which I'm wondering why the renewed interest in this particular product now, considering it was released earlier in the month. Through any event, Apple only advertises the AirTags as products to keep track of items like keys, wallets, and luggage, and they do that for a very good reason. They would not want people to think they want you to track humans. But parents have been using the technology to keep an eye on their kids. Apparently, there are products like AirTag-compatible bracelets, insoles, pins, or even knockoff Crocs, Zibbits, that can fit an AirTag. And I didn't know this. I didn't know that AirTags were being used and that companies were just encouraging the use of AirTags to track people. So that's news to me. Did we know about this chat? How do we feel about that? Keep that idea in mind there if you want to put it in the chat. But if you want to talk about it, definitely keep it, and we'll talk about that in the call in section of this thing. Next story we have up here is going to be about the recycling of PTFE, essentially Teflon. They said it was impossible. Japan's Beam Tech vaporizes forever plastics and sparks global battle over waste solutions. I said this earlier in the week too. Never, like when I realized, I'm telling you, I worked on the nib sheet, which seems like a inconsequential, very benign thing. Like who cares about the sheath that surrounds a nib? But getting that made, like manufacturing companies who make jewelry and all kinds of other little that actually make nibs were like, no, we can't do that. You need a machine. Then to find out what process that makes it, they're like, oh, it's not a mold, it's paste molding, bro. I'm like, okay, well, paste molding. What can we do? Bro, it's not paste molding. You need injection. Okay, it's not. Okay, what are we doing here? No one knew. Seemed impossible. I could, like, for a whole, almost, like, we're talking about a good 10-month stretch where I couldn't find anybody to do a certain thing that I needed done. I do it myself. Nothing's impossible. It's only impossible until someone does it. And that person could be you. So, just take that. Take that, impossible. But these guys also felt the same way, right? They were like, oh, you say it's impossible for us to do this? Game on, bro. Oh. Your frame rate bombed because it was me, not you. That was me, Owen. So the point here is don't, do what you want to do. Impossible is only for the people who haven't done it yet, or for the situations that haven't had it done yet. So keep that in mind. Researchers in Japan have unveiled a groundbreaking technology. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? I took meticulous notes on this, so we're just gonna go through the notes here. We're not gonna read through this thing. We're gonna go through the notes I got here. So essentially, what's happening here is these researchers in Japan have found a way to use a electron beam irradiation, which is a laser, to essentially heat up Teflon. What's the name of Teflon? PTFE. We got per tetra fluoro. What's the E? Per tetrafluoro. What is the E? Ethylene. Oh my God. Chat. How did I forget ethylene? Moving on. So essentially Teflon, okay? Teflon has been able to be recycled for a little while now, but the amount of energy it took there, thanks, Rock. At least I know you would have had my back on that. They've been using this beam technology to recycle Teflon for a while now, but the amount of energy it took and the heat that it took just it outweighed the benefits, right? It just wasn't cost effective to do on a large scale. So now they have a way to reduce the heat by half and essentially effectively reducing the amount of energy it takes to do this by half. So now this becomes an economical way to recycle Teflons and things like that. So that's the thing here. That's the first thing. It reduces the heat, aka the energy it takes to do this. Now, the byproduct of this whole process are gases. So it doesn't, things that don't disappear into thin air. It produces two distinct gases here. One of those gases are oxidized fluorocarbons, and the next group of gases that are released are oxidized perfluoroalkylenes. So those are the things that are going to be produced, right? And then I thought, okay, well, those are the gases that are going to be produced. What are we doing with those? It turns out those gases are already being used in industrial processes that we know of right now. So looking at that, the first one we got is the fluorocarbons used in firefighting foams, used in coating and treatments, used in semiconductor manufacturing, polymer production. And then we have the second group here, which is the perfluoroalkylanes. Surface surfactant properties. PFAs are powerful surfactants due to their unique combination of hydrophobic and basically their ability to repel water. Surface coating and protectant formulas, industrial surfactants, firefighting foams. So they have industrial uses that they can be used for. That was cool to me. I'm like, okay, so the byproduct of this process of recycling Teflon produces. Yes, it produces. I mean, these things are PTFE. These things are PFAS, right? PFASs, but which are forever chemicals, right? So the byproducts are themselves forever chemicals, but at least they can be reused. They're recycled in that way, and these molecules that they're being reduced to are a reduction. So we're slowly breaking these things down, and eventually, I think we'll get to the point to where we'll be able to even break down these perfluoroalkylanes and these fluorocarbons. We'll be able to even break those down to their to more simple forms, right? That aren't so harmful. And I think that's the progression. So those are the two big things here. We can use the byproducts of this process, which is huge, and we can also. This also gives me hope that we'll eventually get to a point where we can even break down those PFAS into their subsequent parts, which hopefully won't be harmful. Let's go to the chat real quick. This is one of a few methods they're using to combat forever plastics and chemicals. There are a few universities developing enzyme treatments to deal with landfill problems, says Owen. Absolutely. There are lots of ways. I haven't heard of this one, though, but there are many competing techniques for tackling this problem that we're facing right now. None are like super viable yet, but we're getting there. But thanks for that tidbit, Owen. Thanks for sharing. I have an article somewhere. I'll try to find it. Thank you. Throw it in the Discord if you can. Again, if you want to join the Discord, do things just like pass on links or whatever to stories that we're talking about. You can do that in the Discord, and the Discord link is right in the description. I think that's the last story we have before we do actually, we got one more story before we do the call-in section here. The next story we got up is going to be the Osmo 360 from DJI. Now, I'm interested. Whoa, there we go. So I'm interested in this because it's a 360 cam. And I'm interested in it too because of the direction that DJI is going. Now, I've been able to fly my DJI drone. I'm hearing conflicting stories of whether DJI drones have been banned officially or not. I live in Philly. The police here have way more important things to worry about than me flying my DJI drone if they are banned. So I'm not even worried. But the point here is this could be a bigger shift for DJI going into the not that they haven't gone into this market already, the action cam market, but that they're moving their way into the 360 cam market. Then I even seen a DJI vacuum cleaner the other day online. So they're moving into a whole bunch of different spaces, which could mean they may be getting their drones banned in the U.S. I don't know, but I'm super interested in that, being a drone pilot that loves DJI drones. But I may be swapping over to Insta360 drones if their drones are like good, because I know their cameras are going to be good. That's not even the question. Will their drone be able to fly and get silky smooth footage? Like they've got excellent stabilization, so it doesn't even need to fly good. Okay, never mind. Okay, moving on. DJI Osmo 360 review, a capable action cam that's a real threat to Insta360. Don't kid yourself, bro. Do not kid yourself here. Okay, it is not a real threat to Insta360. Not until not until they show me the editing of these files, which I should have brought up some editing articles. The files aren't that easy to edit. So I mean, Insta360 makes it so you can edit on your. Can you edit these? Let me see. Okay, there we go. DJI Studio app needs work. Yeah. Okay. Stabilization breaks down in low light. But the files is what I'm more concerned about. This part right here. The files, bro. That's one of the beauties of the Insta360 ecosystem, is that the files are notoriously easy to edit. Notoriously easy to edit on the phone and on your desktop. So until they do that, like, I don't really care what anything. If I can't get it on my computer and actually work with the files, who cares? Who cares? But I'm interested to see what comes out of this. I'm looking for footage that people have captured with it and done something with it on YouTube. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the reception. I'm in the moment. I had thoughts. According to Wiki, only some DJI SKUs are banned, and that'll be rejected at the port. You should be good with what you have. Yeah, it's so weird. So yeah, it's a lot of conflicting information out there about this ban. Like I said, as long as they're not banned, I thought I was banned for a second because I tried my drone the other day and it wouldn't fly, and I'm like, oh, I hadn't turned my Wi-Fi on, the hotspot. So I'm like, okay, whew, dodged a bullet on that one. Anyway, all right, moving on. So yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on this. The files are my problem, not the footage, but we'll see. We'll see. Let me know what you think too, Aaron, because I know this is one of the stories you're keeping an eye on as well. All right, and that is going to do it for the tech section of the show. That took 40 minutes. There's no way. What I mean, we had a rough start. I attribute it to a rough start. We definitely had a rough start. Let's go into to the Discord here. Oh, there's Owen. All right, Owen, 1 second. I got you here. All right, invite to speak. There we go, Owen. Let me get myself situated on the Discord here. Bam, we're good to go.
Hey.
Owen, how's it going, Owen?
Hello?
Can you? Oh, my bad. I'm not on. My bad. Hold on 1 second. My bad. Okay, Owen, can you hear me? My bad.
I can hear you now.
There we go. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm good. The plastics thing, it's an interesting thing. I was reading a study, I think it was last year, by the Schmidt Institute. There's a lot of academic discourse going on about right now about how we deal with microplastics, especially in the ocean, and whether we should deal with it more aggressively or we should just actually leave it alone because our biosystem is adapting to it. Like those creatures down
Oh,
there in the
wow.
Mariana Trench have actually started making plastic a food source. Like th- they're just chomping away at it. Like
But what is
it's
that
not a
doing
great
though?
thing, but
Yeah.
well, this is the question, because the thing is, when you think about it, when it gets down to um, that kind of depth, you're talking about plastics just becoming constituent parts. So, and you're talking about animals that consume sulfur and consume phosphorus and things that emerge directly out of the earth itself. So all they're essentially doing is just recycling things. No, the question is how we deal going forward with plastics going into the ocean, how we deal with landfills and things like that in places like India, like Brazil, like in developing countries especially, because those landfills are just they're huge now. They're at the point that they have families that make their living off of shipbreakers yards and things like that.
mm, mm.
Those are the things that we need to deal with. Those are the things that we need these chemicals for, to look at creative ways to break these things down in a safe way that coexist peacefully with the environment.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so you got Mike, Mr. Mike in the chat agrees with you. Said, "Yeah, leave it alone. The biome adapts. Don't mess with it. We'll just make it worse."
well, I mean, David Attenborough was saying that, even the reefs right now, they're making a comeback. Like they're showing signs of like rebounding. So if we just leave things alone, if we stop doing things like dragging anchors across the, could you give me a second? I just.
No, go right ahead. So, if for those who don't know, we were talking about the PFAS. More specifically, I was talking about a story to deal with the recycling of Teflon. And during our call-in section, we had a caller, Owen, came in to give us his insight and his expertise on the topic. And so that's where
Sorry,
we're
I'm
at
back.
right now.
I
No, go
had my
right ahead.
meds
You
being
you came
delivered.
back at a perfect time.
So, so, there's a balance that needs to be struck at this point where we need to just talk intelligently about how we help the Earth recover, about
Hmm.
how we use renewable energy. Because the thing is, we're finding even with our renewable energies, the way that we recycle solar panels and windmills, they're not environmentally friendly in the way that the press makes them out to be. Like they're great in the short term, but after their end of life, you're talking about disposing a bunch of fiberglass
Hmm.
in the case of the blade, So
Hmm.
going forward, it's about trying to find a way to live harmoniously.
So you so
So
you
it's
so you think that the the forever chemical situation, especially as it pertains to the oceans, will correct itself. Will the environment will adapt and use it in a beneficial way. I'm more concerned about what happens and what's the downsides of these animals eating the PFAS. If that's
you
I
know
mean
so
if that's
so
one way they're
so
getting
here's
rid
your
of it.
problem. Here's your problem. You're thinking of a Coke bowl as a Coke bowl, right?
Hmm.
When you get down to that level, when you're talking about animals in the deep ocean, they're not looking at a Coke bottle as plastic. That it's about the constituent parts. It's about
Mm.
these are animals that eat oils and stuff like that that come out of the earth naturally. They
Mm.
consume things like sulfur, phosphorus.
I see.
You
I
know, they
see.
live in they live
So
by the side of lava vents. It's
it,
it's it's
right.
fascinating watching these things work.
So I've
So
heard
when
of
you
this when they talk about these these creatures that live near these hydrothermal vents in the ocean that they didn't
yeah
think life would even because they're so sulfur rich the environment that they're living in that they didn't think anything lived there, and so they are now realizing that there are things that can take advantage of these normally harmful chemicals. So you're saying it's exactly the same thing as that.
Sure. Yeah, I think the case going forward is that we need to peel back on the environmental message a little bit. Like climate change is a bad thing, certainly. Let's not diminish that.
Hmm.
Let's not go full conspiracy theorists and say there is no climate change. That that is a thing. But what is also a thing is that the Earth is very fragile, but very, very, very versatile. Because, of course, all of this stuff comes from it, you know? I-
Yeah, yeah,
It
and
has mechanisms where it can rebound if we stop behaving like dumbasses and just take. We need to. If we just live a little bit more harmoniously, if we think with more consideration,
yeah,
if we, if we look at ways where we're using energy and taking things out of the earth in a more considered way, and we do things like population control, then we have a chance of the earth being okay.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Like
I go ahead.
this is what I keep trying to tell people. There's a lot more reason for optimism in the world than the extinction agenda or just stop oil would have you believe. Like
Hmm.
certainly we need to do things like stop killing whales and things like that. But in terms of things like in terms of like drilling for oil and things like that. If we pull back on things like that, if we start finding creative ways to allow people to live in harmony with the environment
Yeah.
as opposed to working against it, we have every chance of making it out the 21st century. Every
Absolutely.
chance.
Absolutely. Well, listen, Owen, thank you so much for your always valued opinion and perspective on this. And yeah, like I said, you always bring something to the table that I didn't know. And today, me not understanding the distinction between what certain animals can and can't digest and how harmful or not harmful that would be, that's a super interesting aspect to this conversation, especially when we talk about PFAS PFAS in the ocean.
The way to think about it always is to think about fundamentally everything that we are always comes down to our atoms. It's everything
Mm-hmm.
is composed of atoms. So if you break something down enough, it just becomes constituent parts. It's
And that's
just a
what
part of the earth.
And that's exactly what I was saying. Like I'm hoping we get to a point to where right now we're breaking Teflon down into parts that are still PFAS. But
Yeah.
eventually we'll get to a part where we're breaking those down into the constituent parts, and maybe those won't be harmful or considered PFAS at that point. So this is good news to me all around.
I think we're close, and I think that the fact that fossil fuels are starting to come to their end stages are going to require us to be a little bit more creative.
Hmm.
It's There's hope for the future. There is always hope for the future. That's what I
Absolutely.
try to tell people.
Absolutely. Well,
Anyway,
thank you, Owen.
I'll leave
I
you to it.
appreciate your time, man. I appreciate your time, and I'll catch you hopefully tomorrow.
Later, man.
All right, take care. Peace. All right, everyone. That was Owen. I appreciate Owen for the call in. I appreciate him using that function there. We're going to go ahead and go into the second section of the show, which is going to be talking about e-ink. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. So the first topic we got up for the e-ink is going to be a bunch of updates. So like I talked about in the beginning of the show, we have updates from the Supernote platform from Ratta. They have their Xavier. I'm going to say Xavier because I don't know French. And if you put an E at the end of something in French, I think it's A. I'm just going to roll with it. What do we got, chat, before I go on to that? Like getting rid of plastic bags and I end up dropping my milk down the... yeah. Yeah, it doesn't work. We got Xavier 3.223.38. This is the Manta and Nomad update. Let's take a look here really quickly. All right, so here we go. We're on Reddit. These updates from Supernote comes primarily via Reddit. So we're going to go through all of these notes. I have a couple that I'm going to talk about that I think are big. Okay, we're going to hit all of them, and then I'm going to touch on the ones that I personally think are huge. Okay. So we got note optimization, optimize the text box feature. So all of these features right here are basically text box optimizations that have come to the platform. Change the position of the text box button. Supports inserting digest and pasting text and adding a new text box after tapping the text box button. The original insert digest button has been removed from the text editing menu. Supports linking the source document and inserting a digest and jumping back to the source document after it's inserted. Added the paste button to the text editing menu. Supports deleting text using the eraser. Supports pressing and holding the sidebar or screen with 2 fingers to activate the lasso or region eraser tool to edit text. And the digest gets optimized as well, supporting creating digest using the text selection pen in PDF, EPUB, CBZ, FB2, and XPS documents. Exchange the position of the source button with that of the categories button. Added notes as new source category. Change the customization category name underneath the source tab to manual entry, where you can now create new digests. Change the hierarchy display of digests in the documents category underneath the sources tab to a tree structure. That's cool. I don't know how that escaped me before, but add the all category underneath the categories tab. Supports changing digest category and adding author information when creating digests. Supports changing digest category and editing author information on detail screen. What else we got here? Change the search button position and the search interface. This is for the note. Added search support for text and standard notes. This for document. Supports copying and using text selection, pen, and PDF, EPUB, CBZ, FB2, and XPS documents. And these are the things they adjusted here. For the Notes app, we have handwriting can no longer be added over text areas. Settings, we have the sync buttons for digest and to-dos are toggled by default, effective when your Supernote is restored from factory settings. To toggle them off, please go to settings, account, and data sync. All right, these are the optimizations. The Notes gets added search support for handwriting and text in real-time recognition notes. Notes also get supports rotating smart straight lines using the lasso tool. Global search, improve the text search efficiency. Settings, added the battery calibration guide. To view it, please go to settings, battery level. And password, added brute force protection for screen lock password and file password. Yeah. All right, and the fixes are for the Notes, fix the issue where the gesture would be easily triggered by accident in some scenarios. I don't think they're ever going to fix that. That's going to be forever a Supernote thing. I don't have a gesture hammer for no reason here, chat. Hold on, where is it? Oh boy, I don't have a gesture hammer here for no reason. Let's get that out. We didn't make that a thing for no reason here. We'll see what they do. We'll see what they do. Okay. Fix the issue where the text box couldn't be displayed after moving it to the virtual keyboard area when the handwriting keyboard appeared. Interesting. Okay. All right. So those are the Supernote. Chavette. I don't know. 3.2, 3.38 beta. Again, that is a beta. So if you are just getting the regular updates, you won't see this. But it's good to get an idea of what's happening before they push it out to the masses. Some of the things I thought were big on this particular update was the battery optimization guide. I thought was interesting. I couldn't find it in the settings or anything like that, but I'm going to check that out. Delete text after erase, or delete text with eraser. That's interesting. That's good, because a lot of times something will be in text and you want to get it out of there, and you can't use your eraser to do that. You have to go to the text box thing and delete the actual letters. That sucked. But that's good that they fixed that. Search support for text and standard notes. Awesome. I didn't know that wasn't a thing. I never searched that way, but I'm glad they added that, because that's something I eventually would want to try and use, and it wouldn't have worked. So awesome. Search for handwriting and text in real-time recognition notes. That's just kind of extending the overall search functionality of the text search. Smart straight line manipulation. I think that's a big thing too. Being able to go in, use one of those smart lines. And then be able to go and manipulate it after you have created it is crucial. I think being able to edit something instead of having to recreate something is the way to go. I talked about that yesterday when we talked about drawing on the Onyx Boox platform, and how if you draw like I draw using strokes, a bunch of little strokes instead of broad strokes, you can only put maybe one or two drawings in a notebook before it starts to crash on you, and then you wonder what the heck is going on. But, yeah, so I'm digging it. I think that when you can go in and edit something that's already there without having to recreate it, that's the way to go. And that's why I use as many strokes as I do, because broad strokes, you have to erase so much when you go to edit. When you make really small strokes, you can edit more freely without having to edit the whole thing over. You can edit a small section because stroke erase is a beautiful thing when you're drawing. I should make a video on that, because that's really the way to go. All right. Next up, we have here the Supernote mobile app. Let's take a look and see what the notes are on the mobile app here. So the mobile app gets a Android and iOS update, version 2.3.33. They also have an update for Mac OS and Windows too. We'll talk about that. Optimizations here for the digest. Exchange the position of the sources button with that of the categories button. Added notes as a new source category. Change the customization category name underneath the sources tab to manual entry, where you can now create new digests. Change the hierarchy or display of digests in the documents category under the sources tab to a tree structure. Added the all category underneath the categories tab. Supports changing digest category and adding author information when creating digests. A lot of these are with the actual software update that came as well. Supports changing digest category and editing author information on the details screen. So, like I said, a lot of these are coming straight from the actual software update. They're just bringing that to the partner app as well. Next up, we're going to talk about the Windows Mac version of that, which a lot of this is the same stuff. So they're just bringing these changes to all of their software. Digest, optimize the digest app. Exchange the position of the sources button on that of the with that of the categories button. Added notes as a new source category. Change the customization category name underneath the sources tab to manual entry, where you can now create new digests. Change the hierarchy display of digests in the documents category underneath the sources tab to a tree structure. Same stuff. Add the all category underneath the categories tab. Supports changing digest category and adding author information when creating digests. Supports changing digest category and editing author information on the details screen. And those were the updates for the Supernote platform. Let's hit up the chat real quick. You got to manage your strokes, Prod. Oh my goodness. I gotta be stroke conscious. I gotta be stroke efficient, Mike. Me? Stroke efficient? Chill out. The Rock 12 says, when sketching, try a non-pressure pen pencil. The pressure ones store a lot more data, and it will take a lot more time to load and manipulate on drawings. Probably would work on any device. The Rock comes through again. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm gonna try that. I am most certainly going to try that, because I want all my drawings and revisions to be in the same notebook. I don't want them all to be in different notebooks, but that's how I seem to have it right now. So that would be awesome. Thank you. What else do we have up here? Remarkable update 3.22.50. Let's talk about that one. Let's bring the Remarkable devices over here and talk about that one here. I think we have Remarkable has a update for it here. Overview of beta software releases. The following beta software version has been released to participants of the Remarkable beta program. So this is the beta 3.22. Unlock the full potential of your notes with enhanced search capabilities and customizable toolbar, which I thought was awesome. I was able to try that. Unlock the full potential of handwriting search beta. So this is just for Connect users. Search the contents of both handwritten and typed notes, making it easier than ever to find exactly what you're looking for. Exclusive to Connect subscribers, this feature will be gradually rolled out over the next 2 to 3 weeks. Movable toolbar. Your toolbar can now move to new positions to suit your workflow. New icons. You may notice some new design touches on the icons in your toolbar and elsewhere throughout the user interface. We're going to take a look at that, actually. So these a smaller list of things to look at, but I do appreciate what I think one of the new things. Here's a look at what their search functionality is going to look like up here. This is their search for handwriting up here. Yeah, but again, that's only for Connect users. So that's that. We can see these changes more better on the Paper Pro here. So we're gonna take a look at the Paper Pro. So what you'll notice, let me get down here, with this particular Remarkable update, is the icons have changed a little bit. A lot of the icons have changed a bit, actually. So you can kind of see here in the corners, in the top of the cloud here, they're adding like a spot of boldness to all of their icons, which adds a little bit of depth and dimension to their icons. So they added it here on the lock, on the top left corner of the lock screen, or the lock icon right here. Some other examples of this here. The folders have changed. The icons for the folders have changed as well, to kind of allow for this kind of spot of boldness that I'm looking at, that you can see here in the top left corner of the folder as well. So a lot of things have changed with that in mind. The trash can down here also has that little spot of boldness down there. So that's how they changed the majority of their icons there. We'll go into an actual note here and take a look at the toolbar feature. So how the toolbar works is, let me back up a little bit more here. How the toolbar works is it's usually on the left side and you can't change it. You've never had an option to do anything else other than have it live here on the left side of the screen. Now you can kind of hold it down and move it just like you can on the Supernote platform to other parts of the screen. So you can move it to the bottom part of the screen. You can hold it and move it to the right part of the screen. You can see there. You can move it to the top part of the screen as well, as we can see there. So yeah, I think this is just making parity with what other companies can do. You can do that on the Boox platform and the Supernote platform. So just bringing them in line. What else we got here? We have so it says the new icons, movable toolbar, and the handwriting search. So that's about it. So that's about it for the Supernote updates that we got, and that's beta as well. So that's not pushing out to everybody right now. That's just going out to a select few group of people, not select group, whoever's in the beta program. And if you're in the beta program and you have Connect, then you can try the handwriting search functionality. So that's cool. I plan on just getting maybe a month of Connect just to try that out. Actually, let's go to the chat real quick. Let's see. Owen says, oh, he's talking to The Rock. Mike says, remarkable equal trash. Come on. It's not as fully functional, okay? Can we just say that? It's functionally challenged. That is remarkable really trash? Aaron, I wouldn't lie to you. You wouldn't be happy with a remarkable at all. It's not trash. All right, I'll say this. I was thinking about this the other day too. The Remarkable is the most, if we're talking about a premium device, you can't get more premium than the Remarkable in the eInk space. You just can't, design-wise and build quality-wise. You can't get more premium than this. It's premium and it caters to a wide range of people because it's simplistic in its aim and view. There's a bell curve. We're gonna use the Remarkable to. Oh, I can't. Oh, can I? Oh, I can't. Where's my Remarkable pen? Where's my special? Oh, it's over here on the whiteboard. Okay, my pen was over here. All right, this is how I keep it. Hold on, let me go. This is how I keep it, chat. Let me just show you this real quick. This is how I keep it on the whiteboard. Okay, this is how it stays. What else do I put up here? What else fits really nicely? Oh, you know what else fits really nicely up here? Is this thing here. That fits really nicely up there too. The pen I use with that doesn't fit nicely, but who cares? Oh, the mirror. Oh, that adds a little bit of depth. Some 3D. Oh, what do you know about that, chat? Anyway, let's grab this thing, and we'll grab this thing here. Okay, and we're done. Oh, you like that? Listen, I need to get a few a few 360 cameras would do the trick. That would do the trick. Okay, anyway, what we were looking at here, is how premium the Remarkable is as a device. You just can't get more premium than this. I was going to write on it and show something too. What was I going to write, chat? I totally forgot. Why was I even grabbing the pen? Let me see the chat. Let me look at the chat here. Oh. Let's look at. I forgot what I was doing, chat. I forgot why I grabbed the pen. I started showing the whiteboard and I got sidetracked. We got Owen says, and this week on Remarkable, we still won't use Android despite it just being easier. Well, there's reasons. I like all the choices that Remarkable makes. I'm not gonna hold you guys. I like all the choices that Remarkable has made. I don't like the fact that they don't have a stroke erase. That's like a beef I'll never let go of with Remarkable. Remarkable. Why don't we have a stroke erase? Why? Why don't we have what is so technically complicated about a stroke erase that they're like, oh, that's impossible, dude. We could never do that. Why? What? It's a stroke erase, bro. I get it. They have an undo. But what if the stroke is beyond the undo point? You're not helping me here. Defend you, Remarkable, by not having a stroke erase. Like, by not having a stroke erase, I always have something to complain about. So when people come at you and I try to defend you, I think of the stroke erase and I'm like, you know what? I don't even care anymore. You're right. It's trash. Anyway, you know what? I don't even care what I was grabbing it for anymore. That stroke erase just made me mad. It's just upset me. We're moving on. We're just moving on from that altogether. Oh my goodness. Oh man, I almost started crying from laughing just now. Yes, let's go back to what we were doing here and forget how upset I just got over Remarkable's lack of a stroke erase. Like, we living in 1995? Okay, the next update, Kindle. Something less infuriating because I don't have one, but we'll talk about it. All right, so we got the Kindle here. The Kindle got an update to their firmware, version 5.18.4. It's available now. I think it came out yesterday. Here's what's new. Notes to multiple languages. Your device now supports multilingual handwriting recognition. Each notebook can use a different language for text conversion. To set your preferred language, open your notebook, access notebook settings, and set your handwriting recognition language. Just that easy. Performance improvements, bug fixes, and other general enhancements have also been included. I thought there was an update link here. Oh, they got me. Let me. Oh, I thought the update link was here, chat. My bad. Kindle. This is the wrong one. Oh no, that is the right one. Oh no, that was the actual changelog. Okay, that's it. So that was the Kindle update. I'm so glad I don't own one of those. I am. I'm happy. I'm happy about that. All right, chat. That's something totally different altogether. We got ahead of ourselves. All right, so moving on to the eInk news. I have some personal eInk news to pass along. So we're going to go into my own personal servings. Before we do that, though, let's go to the chat and see what's going on here. I don't think it's trash. I think it's a solid product, just expensive for a niche of a use case. I agree. Same. Listen. I totally agree with those sentiments, eInk. 100%. Connect is trash. That's why I don't have it. You see on my device I don't have it. I'm like, why would I want that? I don't want to continue to do that. especially when everyone else offers that service for free. Like, why would I pay for something that I'm getting for free? That's better. like, like, why would I pay you for a service that's not even as good as a service I'm getting for free? What? That makes no sense to me. One day Connect will be free. One day they'll realize this is not worth it. You know what? Maybe they sell so many devices till it is worth it for them, for us hardcore fans to balk at. It's like we don't care what they think. They're a niche in a niche in a niche of a use case. Yeah, their subscription model is definitely like printing money, for sure. It's hard lying against subscription if it doesn't provide a monthly benefit. I don't want it. Yeah, I'm like, there are free services that offer more benefit. Like, why would you pay for that? I get it. For people who only have that device, that's all you have. And, and like I said, that's the most mainstream device if you want to be real about it. That subscription model is trash, but the tablet itself does have value as diaper replacement. I just don't think it's worth the price point. It's probably the most premium, though. Does it deserve that price point? I don't know. That can be debated. Everything is definitely going to be subscription based. Definitely eInk. I agree with that. Like my prime example is when Lexus started having a heated seat subscription. I was like, oh wow, that's a thing. Yeah, everything's going to be subscription based soon. Rod, baby boy, my friend, hombre, remarkable is a pig in a summer dress. That pig might look pretty in a summer dress, but it's still a pig in a pretty summer dress. Well, I mean, listen, if a pig showed up in a summer dress, that would be a premium pig, okay? That pig would have tons of personality, and I would consider that pig premium. I'd pay a premium price for that pig just to have in the barn if I had one. Okay, settle down on the stroke talk. Okay, it's complicated, but the software they code is half. Yeah, stroke erase. I can never defend them. I can't defend you when you don't have stroke erase. Remarkable. The attacks are coming. I'm willing to grab my shield and sword. I am. I'm willing to grab my cape even. I'm willing to pull an Ed even. And grab my cape and just go to battle for something that no need to go to battle for. I will do that. But you got to give me stroke erase. You got to throw me a bone, okay? Quiet, Mike. Quiet. Owen says, God, I wish 1995 was awesome. 1995 was awesome. It was. It was a great time. I watched this. I saw the beginning of a show the other day. I was like, I got to see this, but I was too tired to watch it last night. It's called Portlandia. They hooked me when the beginning of the show started with, hey, remember how the 90s were cool and everyone talked about starting a band and going to the whatever, right? And I'm like, whoa, yeah, grunge, okay, I'm with it. What are we talking about? He's like, yeah, that place exists. The girl was like, where? He was like, in Portland. She was like, Oregon? He was like, yeah. And then they broke out into song and dance. I was like, whoa, I got to see this. I got to see it. Well, first of all, you got to understand my obsession with Oregon. Like, I've been researching the Old West for a long time right now. By this time, I've been fascinated with the Wild West. 1700 to like right before the 1900s. Fascinating time. Anyway, everyone was going to Oregon. The government was offering free land in Oregon. If you could make that trek from the East Coast to the West Coast, there's free land in Oregon. I'm like, that's interesting. Why Oregon? Why not California? Like, California seems like way more of a tempting place to be than Oregon. Like, why was Oregon the place they were offering the free land? Oh, I get it. Because no one wanted to be there. I get it. Okay. But I hear it's beautiful. Oceanside? Like, what's there not to like? That's why I want to watch the show. I want to see a bit of Oregon and see if it's, I don't know. I want to see it. Everyone got along. There's black people in country music, white people in backstreet videos. We had harmony. We were close to world peace. We were, Owen. The 90s were great. I gotta give it to you. The 90s were great. The music was good too. All right, everyone. We're switching over into the maker part of the show now. I think. Are we? No, we're not. We're still at eInk. Okay, so a couple of eInk things I wanted to pass along. 2 new eInk devices coming to the studio here. So I got a mystery 7-inch color Kaleido 3 with writing surface coming to the studio. I'm giddy anytime I can get this. There's nothing on the market like that other than the Tab Mini C, which is 2 years old now. I know Onyx is probably going to refresh here in any day now, any minute, any second they could release an update to that thing. But I'm looking forward to this because it would be the only one other than that on the market. So, there we go. What else? I'm also getting a new pen from a established eInk maker. I can't say anything about these things right now. I can only throw hints out there. I can throw subliminals, but that's about it. That's all I can do. So a new pen coming. I'm excited. I got the feeling they want me to fit this thing for a crystal nib. I think that's why they're sending it to me early. I think they got wind of the crystal nib and they were like, oh, maybe we should send him our new pen to prepare. You should. And you have. So we're getting that going. So I'm totally excited by this new 7-inch Kaleido 3 eInk screen display eInk note-taking device. I'm super excited about the pen too. So I'll keep you guys updated on those things. eInk device pricing. Something I want to talk about that we've been talking about in the Discord. Again, if you haven't joined the Discord, why not? The link is down in the description. It's free right now. It's free. So just join the Discord. Continue the conversations that we're starting here if you want to continue the conversations after the live. Also, there's a call-in section that we have in between each of the 20-minute segments we have. So you can call in, which the link for that is down below too. It's basically taking you to our Discord events channel where you can raise your hand and say, I have something to say. And then I say, hey, come on the live show. You say it. You just say what you have to say, unless it's no profanity. Okay. This is a family show. So no profanity, no political talk. If you can, I know tech touches on politics, but if you can help it, no mixing politics and tech. But those are the only 2 prerequisites. Mike touches the line every day, but he's good. We expect that of Mike. So, whatever. That's the thing. So, what else we got here? Device pricing. Oh, go ahead and give a like too. And subscribe if you want to see more. This is a live show, happens every weekday from 10 to whenever. You subscribe. You should definitely subscribe. So, this is one of the conversations that we started in the Discord that got some traction over the last week. It's been going on for a while. Supernote, Remarkable, and Boox pricing. So there's been some debate in the Discord about pricing. What's too expensive? This isn't a good value. What's too expensive? That's what I want to talk about. So what do we think, Chad? What's too expensive for an eInk device? Like we just talked about the Remarkable Paper Pro being a premium eInk device. In my mind, the most premium eInk device we have for note-taking on the market. But we talk about how it's expensive. What's too expensive? What do we think? What do we think? Go into the chat real quick. If it's not close to 7.5 or 8.2, it's too small for note taking. Ooh, okay, good take. Good take, Aaron. Didn't Kindle just update their Color 7 inch? I'm not sure. The Color Soft? It means software update. I can't help it. It's my parents' fault. God rest their souls. R.I.P. All right, so but yeah, let me know how we feel about that. The pricing thing is interesting to me. This is my take on the pricing. Is the Remarkable Paper Pro too expensive? No. I mean, it's a premium product. They got to price it at a premium price point. Else, it wouldn't be a. Yeah, you get it. You get it. Supernote. I think that the Supernote pricing is right on point. And I guess it begs the question too: what do we value in these devices? And I guess that's what starts it, right? If you value build quality and solidness, ease of use, then you may pay for the Remarkable Paper Pro. In my mind, the Remarkable 2 is still a better option. It's just a beast still. Almost 6 years later, it's still a beast. But if you want the best premium product, I think that is the Remarkable Paper Pro. Premiumness, I think. What are you paying for when you get the Supernote? I think what you're paying for when you get the Supernote is the modularity, and you're paying for that awesome software. That's the price, and the durability. Like, it's all about what you value, in my opinion. Best bang for buck is got to be the Boox devices. I don't care which one you pick; they're all best bang for buck. Solidness or solidity? Oh, that's a good one. I don't know, Mike. I don't know. Well, you know what's funny about Mike broke his Manta twice, so I'm like, okay. I've never broken any one of my Supernote devices. I've had this over a year. I've never had any issues with this. I've dropped this on concrete floors. I've thought I've ruined this thing many a day. It's been shoved in bags, compressed. They've done me well. I haven't broken any of mine. I don't know what Mike's doing his Supernotes. Mike, what are you doing? I don't know what Mike's doing. All right. What else we got here? Like I said, best bang for buck has got to be the Onyx devices, most premium. But you pay for what you're getting what you pay for in these situations. Like, you have to know what you want going in to get the value for your dollar out of it. Like, if you're going into the Supernote platform thinking you're going to get this metal and glass experience, then that's not what you know what I mean. You're paying for the wrong thing there. And who has the best drawing app in eInk? I think Onyx has the best drawing app in eInk, but people are winning awards making drawings on the Manta, and I'm like, I would draw on the Manta if someone paid me to. So, there's that. And drawing on the Remarkable without stroke erase, forget it. Forget it. It's an exercise in futility. And I'm not willing to put myself through that kind of pain at all. All right, and that's the e-ink section of the show. Let's go on. Do we have anybody in the chat over here? Again, we do have a call-in section after each main section. Oh, snap, we got Vlad in here. Vlad, if you want to say something, throw your hand up in there. Or I can invite you to say something. But I'd hate to invite you because I feel like I'm forcing someone to say something. But Vlad, I see Vlad's in the Discord. Throw your hand up if you want to say something, bro, and I'll have you on the live. It would be nice to have you on the live too. So I hope you do decide to say something. Anyway, going back to the stories here. That's the eInk portion of the show. We're gonna go ahead and go to the maker portion of the show. Let's do it. All right. This is where we talk about basically. This is where we talk about maker stuff. And one of the things I want to talk about is T2 Systems Hopat resin vat. So we're going to take a look at this real quick. So we're going to go over to the resin tank here too. So if you know, actually let's put this on a tripod. Oh, where is it? All right, chat. So let's do this. We'll go to the iPhone here. Actually, we'll do an intro for this. So if you know about resin 3D printing, and that's what this section, that segment right here is about. I have the Elegoo Saturn 4 Ultra 16K over here, and I've been using that to do my resin printing with exclusively. It's the only one that I have. So I'm learning everything I know of on that particular machine. Now, let's take these off. So now, what I was planning on doing is actually we might want to charge those up in case we do get a call in. What I was planning on doing is showing you guys my problem with the resin vat on 3D printers, and I'm gonna set this up over here, and we'll talk about that, and then I'll show you why I think this new Chi2 Systems vat is interesting to me. Let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, so what do we got here? Well, let's move all this stuff out of the way. So this is what we have here. This is the Saturn 16K or Saturn 4 Ultra 16K, and open it up here. And this is the vat right here that comes with the system, and you undo it with these screws here, and so you can undo both sides here. Actually, we should probably put this down a little bit. There we go. Get this desk down a bit. Okay, even better. There we go. All right, so you can see this vat here, and you undo the screws on both sides to take this thing out. And we'll take it. Actually, I'll take these off. So what you normally would do is you would fill this vat up right here with resin, and you can see right through it. This film that's on the bottom here, I don't know what that's made of, but it's a stretchy like plastic film that holds the resin in, but lets the that screen right there will show the image that it's going to print for you, and that shows up on the bottom. Whoops. That shows up on the bottom here. The image shows up on the bottom of this vat, and it cures the resin in place. Now, my problem with this is a couple things. It's just super hard to clean these things. When you put resin in them and you're trying to drain the resin out and clean them, super hard to clean. And another thing is that the resin can eventually start to seep in between the seam of this film that's on the bottom and the side here of the vat. So in between the film and the side, you can get resin spillage. That's if the film starts to wear and stretch out. And as you can see here, I can push on it with my finger. So it's rather stretchy there. But the problem I have is if something were to happen to this, like if I get resin on the underside, and you got to think, I want someone to build a better one of these that you don't have to worry about resin getting underneath into the part that touches the actual screen here. I don't even want to sit this thing down anywhere because of the surface that's underneath, like could get punctured or get dirty. So I don't sit this down anywhere other than right on top of this screen that it's supposed to sit on. So, but through any event, it's notoriously hard to clean. That film right there may wear out over time, and if I were to have to replace it, it would be super hard to do. And as you can see, just moving this in and out and having to use the screws to, screw it down. I've forgotten to screw these down once and had my tray moving around while it oscillated a bit. Yeah, it's just a problem. So what this other vat is supposed to improve is you don't need screws. You can just kind of sit it down and it will lock itself into place with these rubber grommets, and then you can just kind of pull it out without even needing the screws, or in that way you won't forget to lock them down like I did. Also, changing this film on the bottom out is supposed to be easier on this new vat here. So yeah, I'm hoping to fix a lot of things problems that this vat introduces. Again, I still don't think it's going to be a perfect solution, but it's going to help in the event and and when I actually need to change this film out, which you're going to have to do after a certain amount of runs. they suggest you do that. I think it's after 60,000 runs you have to change this film. So, and then my runs are going about 600 to 700 resolutions per run, and that's almost 1,000 per run. So I'm thinking I got 60 runs in me, maybe 70 or 80 runs in me before I need to change this film out, and that could happen really quickly. So that's what this next thing is about. That little vat that goes in there. Oops. There we go. All right, chat. So that's what this whole thing is about. Let's hit the chat real quick because I couldn't see the chat while I was over there doing that, and then we'll get to that story about me showing that new vat. I'm not buying a Manta when I can get the 10.3 that does more for less and is more premium. Yeah, that's a valid take. Or the Note Max that's not too much more than the Manta. I want the Note Max. I'll be getting that here next month. Yeah, that's not funny, Rod. Also, that modularity is a great concept, but not sold on it paying off. It didn't save Mike, so there you go. I'll pay you to draw on the Manta. No one can pay me to draw on the Manta. I'm going to have a shirt that says unhireable one day. It's going to say unhireable. I really do feel that way. No one wants to deal with me. To me, that Manta is a little overpriced. Everyone has their price. The Manta, it could depends. Like I said, it's about what you want. If you want modularity, then you're going to pay for that. Definitely. All right, so let's get to this 3D printing vat here. So Chitu is the people who makes the Chitu box software for the Elegoo 3D printer, or that I use for the Elegoo 3D printers. But it's supposed to have a quick release system and a no screw, no stress vat film replacement technique. All right, so this is going to be it. So let's check it out real quick. Let's check this video. All right, so they're saying a 20-second film replacement time versus a 30-minute or a 20-minute film replacement time. That's interesting. Again, my big thing is, film replacement. It's less stressful. You don't have to worry about it as much. It's kind of plug and play with this new system. But I'm more like, I want someone to make a vat that's easily cleaned. Like, show me a resin vat that you can clean super easy. Like, look at this. Oh man, it's so hard to clean that resin out of these vats, especially with that film on there. I'm always worried I'm going to scratch the film. All right, so that's what my thing is right now. I'm looking into better vat situations. This quick release system seems cool. The quick change system seems cool, but I need more. Easier cleaning, easier handling, a way for you to sit it down on a surface that's not the screen and not have to worry about the film underneath. I need those things. Those are the things I need. So, and no one has those yet, but I'm going to keep researching. I'm going to keep researching and find out if someone has something like that. That's a very overproduced vid for a resin tray. Listen, I think the same thing about my videos. I'm with a little bit of overproduction. What else we got here? All right. Next thing we got here, and the last thing we got here is going to be CNC machines. Are personal CNC machines affordable in 2025? Like, I'm not sure if they are or not, but but we're going to look at some options. So CNC machines, if you don't know what they are, they're unlike 3D printers that they're additive to where, it takes filament and they print and adds up to you making something. CNC is a subtractive method to where you come with a block of something and it carves out something out of that block of wood or metal or whatever the case may be. So that's the difference here. And I want a CNC metal, so that's my whole purpose. I thought about laser cutting metal. CNC metal would probably be a better option. But is that an option for personal use in 2025? I know this is terribly expensive. I haven't done any research on this. I saw an advertisement for it in my feed this morning, or was it yesterday morning? This week, about one of these machines, and I'm like, okay, is this doable? What's the validity of this? Can I afford one of these? All right, so let's take a look. So it looks like to me that the price in these in 2025 have come down considerably. So we obviously got some that are in the $5,000 range, right? Of course. But then we got some that are, in the almost $300 range. Then we got one here, $350. I'm gonna check out my brand here, which I'm really big into Xtool. I'm not sponsored by them. I don't advocate for them or anything like that. I like their gear. How much is theirs? Oh, $6,000. Okay, so yeah, they're still expensive. I wouldn't mind seeing what the features are. Or chat, you can chime in as well if you know of any features or reasons why I would want a $5,000 machine over a $500 one. Maybe the ability to CNC harder materials. Okay, I can get behind that. Like I said, I'm looking at metal, so that would be my point. Let's go to the chat. I have a handheld CNC sharper original. It's awesome if overpriced. Okay. The desktop CNC are either too light and not stiff enough, or gigantic and expensive. Okay. This is all coming from The Rock. The big thing is the arms need to be very non-flex, so those small ones won't be very precise. Gotcha. Thank you. Good heads up. Good heads up. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm looking into these things. Not that I'm going to buy one of these things or looking into buying one of these things anytime soon, but I'm looking at options other than lasering for cutting metal. And CNCing seems to be one of those things. And if they are viable as a personal option in 2025, I might have to take a look at them. But I care about quality, you know what I mean? So I'm going to take The Rock's advice on this and find some with stiff arms, even if it does cost me thousands of dollars. I'll have to wait for it or whatever the case may be, but that'll be what my aim would be. I care about precision. I would like a small size too, but I care way more about precision. Way more about precision. If you're still joining, if you're still in the live and you're just joining, go ahead and hit the like button. Today, we're just a tech show. We're talking about CNC machines, 3D printing, tech news, e-ink devices as well. And we kind of do this show from 10 a.m. to kind of whenever through the week, Monday through Friday. And if you want to join, we're here. And we'll be here tomorrow as well. Tomorrow's the launch day for the Crystal Nib too, so I'm excited about that. That should be pretty interesting. I'm going to make me a video today talking about that. As the launch video. So that should be fun. That should be fun. We're going to do that at 6 p.m. I gotta set that time. It's 6 p.m. Friday is when we're going to do it. I gotta make that post. My bad, chat, for not having it up. Let's go ahead and go to the call-in section. If we have anybody in the call-in section, we'll take some call-ins. Vlad is still in the call-in section. What I mean by call-in is we're doing it like old school, not old school because they're still radio shows. Radio shows used to do with the call-ins. I added a call-in section to the show to where someone can go into the Discord, go into the events channel, and raise their hand, letting me know they want to say something, and we can have that conversation on the live chat here. And we've had one already today. Thanks to Owen. Thank you, Owen. I appreciate that. And Vlad is in there, so I thought Vlad would say something, but Vlad. Oh snap! All right, She Inks is the community leader here. She's gifting memberships, and I appreciate it. If you're enjoying the content, also hit the subscribe button if you want to see more of this. I do have YouTube videos up as well, other than these live streams, so you can check those out if you like e-ink, because that's predominantly what I do. All right, Vlad's still not saying anything. Thank you for showing up, though, Vlad. I appreciate you. That is going to be the end of the show, though. That's going to do it for us. Again, like I said earlier, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to kind of whenever we do the live show. And you can also continue the conversation in the Discord. Link in the description for the Discord. Awesome people in there. If you have questions about tech of any kind, more specifically eInk or the DIY stuff, join in, stop by, ask a question, get an answer, or just join the conversation that we're having. Also, the call-in section link is down there, so keep that in mind, you guys, if you're watching this on the replay and you're planning on joining us in a future show. Keep in mind that that's an option. So we're going to try to keep the show in 3 segments, like I said before. A tech news segment to start off with, a 20-minute eInk segment after that, and then a third 20-minute segment on maker stuff. So hopefully that rounds out to about an hour-long show. And we're going to try to do that moving forward, and then have a 3 to 5 minute call-in section between each of those sections. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you all tomorrow for this Crystal Nib launch event. That's going to be at 6 p.m. tomorrow evening, but tomorrow morning we're still going to do the live show. You'll just see me twice in one day. No problems there, right? No problems there. All right, everyone, thanks for joining me, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care and have a good day. Oh snap! I gotta say thanks to the new members. Thanks to the new member, me, Greg, Alex, Pub Free Gaming. Oh snap! Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming by again, Pub Free. Alex, Lau, Ariel, Buck, Drew, Anoop. I appreciate you guys for being here, and also can't forget Sheeing. Thank you guys.